Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Mac. And after the long, exciting, awesome day that was yesterday, where we found out that Kingdom Hearts 4 is officially real and that it is coming out, as well as all of the awesome Kingdom Hearts 20th anniversary stuff and the announcement of Kingdom Hearts Missing Link, which finally looks like a real mobile game of substance, at least in the gameplay aspect, because we know the story is going to be really important when it comes to Kingdom Hearts 4 and future entries. I'm just in a huge Kingdom Hearts mood, and for the first time in a while, the hype train at the station, we're leaving the station. This is the first time in a while where I've made consecutive back-to-back videos, back-to-back days about Kingdom Hearts. It's been since before Kingdom Hearts 3 even came out, so this is an exciting time, and the very first video I want to make about Kingdom Hearts 4, outside of yesterday's reaction video to the trailers, is 5 questions asked and answered so far through the community. The questions I have, questions many have, some have been answered, some are just speculation, but I want to go through sort of the 5 big questions relating to Kingdom Hearts 4 so far. So the first thing is Kingdom Hearts 4's development. Why is it being made? How far along is it? Why does it look so damn good on day one, announcement day one, and all of that? So Kingdom Hearts 4 is being developed as we speak, and has probably been in development since a little bit after Kingdom Hearts 3, maybe, even in 2020 since that started. And so the trailer that we saw yesterday was running in real time on the Unreal Engine 4, but shortly before this whole Kingdom Hearts event, we found out that Unreal Engine has recently released the Unreal Engine 5, which is that next jump for the Unreal Engine. And Kingdom Hearts 4 will be developed on the Unreal Engine 5. So the footage that we saw in the trailer, as always when it comes to game trailers, the footage is subject to change and is not final. But that footage was running in real time on Unreal Engine 4. So the fact that it looked that good on Unreal Engine 4, and the fact that it could look even better on Unreal Engine 5 is absolutely crazy awesome. But, besides the technical standpoint of why Kingdom Hearts 4 is being made now, so Nomura said in an interview, and we've had great translations from Cage13, they're the ones I'm getting all this info from, so give them a follow, read their stuff, they're great, love them. The reason Nomura decided to make Kingdom Hearts 4 now, as opposed to a Verum Rex game, which seemed like that was the very next thing that was going to come, it was either going to be one of those things. The reason Kingdom Hearts 4 is being made is because Nomura thought too many people would be concerned about what happened to Sora, that he didn't want to take another, however many year break to develop a Verum Rex game and have that come out and tell a story about Yozora and Magia and Aegis and that world and the world of Quadratum before he returned to address what happened to Sora. So he was on our side with that one. I really want to know about Yozora, and I'm sure we will in Kingdom Hearts 4, and I really want to know about Quadratum and the world and the reason why Sora's there. But I do want to know what happens to Sora first, and I do want to kind of have more Disney stuff going on before the Yozora stuff. And I've said this before, I have nothing against the non-Disney stuff in Kingdom Hearts, but Disney's at the core of Kingdom Hearts, and Sora's our boy, and we've known Sora for 20 years, and I wanted to know what happens to Sora next. So I'm really glad that Nomura decided that Kingdom Hearts 4 is it. And that's why we're getting Kingdom Hearts 4, because Nomura wanted us to be happy and wanted us to know that Sora's okay, whether he is or isn't. And, that's basically why we're getting Kingdom Hearts 4 and not a Verum Rex. And also, the font is changed on the logo now because it is the Lost Master arc, and we're going to have to find out what's going on with the Master of Masters, the Foretellers, everything that sort of came before, you know, the time of Sora and everything like that, the Union Cross stuff, the Dark Road stuff, all of that, that's going to come to fruition starting now in this new saga with a new logo, with all of that. So it's kind of weird that Kingdom Hearts 4 is going to be like a Kingdom Hearts 1 again. But the reason why there's new font and a new logo is because it's the start of a new arc. Enough rambling about the development and the reason why everything is the way it is for Kingdom Hearts 4. Let's get into the next question about, you know, some story elements and about Sora specifically. So people want to know when Kingdom Hearts 4 takes place and why Sora looks so dramatically different in this game. And so Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory takes place a year after Kingdom Hearts 3, and basically the whole, you know, kind of post-remind stuff, like, you know, Melody of Memory takes place a year after Kingdom Hearts 3. Kyrie's been sleeping for a year. They've all been trying to figure out what happened to Sora. That all happens a year after Kingdom Hearts 3. So Sora at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3 was like 16-ish. So now we're looking at Sora possibly being 17 or maybe even closer to 18 when we see him in Kingdom Hearts 4. But why does he look so drastically different than, you know, what he's normally looked like in the past with his spiky hair and all that? Why doesn't he have his spikes? A question I had, you know, live yesterday in my reaction. Sora has always taken the form of the world that he's in. We've seen this from the beginning of the series, all the way up until now. You know, even when Sora fought Yozora in the secret boss battle in Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind, Sora took on a more realistic look, and that is what's happening now here in Kingdom Hearts 4. He has started to look more realistic and started to look and form more into the Quadratum that he's in, you know, just like how he turned into a toy in Toy Box, just like how he grows a fishtail in Atlantica. Same thing here. The reason why he looks the way he does is because he's in Quadratum and he took the form of like the world that he's in because of magic and stuff like that. And I know it's like Donald's magic, Donald does that, but that's why Donald's magic isn't, you know, there's a form of magic, because Donald's magic didn't make Sora look the way he looked when he fought Yozora. So there's just a magical sort of force that makes Sora look the way he does in Quadratum, and he is now about 1.5 years older than we last saw him in Kingdom Hearts 3. So that is why Sora looks the way he looks and when Kingdom Hearts 4 is supposed to take place. The next thing might be possibly the thing that's setting the entire community on fire right now. It might be the most excited thing I could possibly have, other than the existence of Kingdom Hearts 4 and the fact that there's more mainline Kingdom Hearts going on. This rumor and this eagle-eyed, you know, observation from the trailer, the ATST foot, the Imperial Walker foot, that very well could be on the Forest Moon of Endor. Is Star Wars going to be in Kingdom Hearts 4? Boy, I fucking hope so. Oh my god, if you are a fan of my channel, and whether you just watch my gaming content or you watch the other content that's on my channel, you know full well that I am a gigantic fan of Star Wars. These are just two of the lightsabers I have hidden in this room, and they're not very hidden. So I would be so happy if Star Wars is in Kingdom Hearts. And if that is not the foot of an ATST walker, an Imperial Walker, then what is it? Because that is not a rock. That looks exactly like an ATST walker foot. Now, the way Kingdom Hearts 4 looks, and because Sora's in like the real world and he's in like the after world that is this Quadratum, that opens the door to have more realistic worlds, and even in the Disney realm. So in the Disney realm, you have Star Wars, you have Marvel, Square Enix has an Avengers IP. Why wouldn't Star Wars and Marvel be the first live-action sort of worlds that Sora would venture to? They're the two biggest in the world in terms of money, in terms of fandom, in terms of recognizability. Star Wars, Marvel, huge for Disney, would be huge for Kingdom Hearts. Stories can already make sense with good and evil in both of those worlds, so why wouldn't they be? And boy, I am so happy that, like, the Star Wars and Kingdom Hearts, because fake images and fake speculation has been around for the longest time. Ever since Disney acquired Lucasfilm and Star Wars, like, this has been a rumor for whatever Kingdom Hearts game was coming out next. Is Star Wars going to be a part of Kingdom Hearts? Now it might be, and that's just really exciting. And, you know, this eagle-eyed, you know, whatever, this look in isn't confirmation. People are saying, like, oh, that's totally legit. It might not be. It really, really might not be. But it sure as hell looks like it is, and boy, does that look exactly like the Forest Moon of Endor. Like, if you played Battlefront 2, like, that's like literally like the Forest Moon of Endor, like Battlefront 2 map. So, like, maybe Star Wars, maybe Marvel. But now the opportunities are endless because Sora is in a world of fiction. He's in a world of unreality. So any world could really be unreality. It's Kingdom Hearts lore. You know, it makes sense when you think about it, when you talk about it, but this is just another question. Is Star Wars going to be in it? I really hope so, and I know a lot of people do too. So let's move on to the next question. The next thing I want to talk about is Sora's Keyblade. Why is he still able to summon his Keyblade, and, you know, why is he able to do the things he can do in this trailer? So I was sort of confused by this too, just because, you know, it's sort of weird that Sora has passed on in a sense, but he can still summon his Keyblade. But, however, obviously we fought Yozora in Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind, and Sora's, you know, in sort of the same place he was at the end of Remind, and he was still able to use his Keyblade then and fight Yozora. And at the end of Melody of Memory, Kairi was able to, you know, reach out to Sora's heart, and Sora's heart was able to protect her with the Kingdom Key. Sora still has his Keyblade. Obviously, you know, he's the series protagonist. He's going to be able to use his Keyblade. But the reason why, you know, a gigantic Heartless made its way into, you know, a world of fiction and unreality is because of Sora's Keyblade. Sora's attachment to his Keyblade seems to be a lot stronger than a bunch of other characters' attachments to their Keyblade because, you know, I mean, the reason he has it in the first place is completely accidental, but it was meant to be because his heart is so strong with Light and his friends. So the Keyblade has made its way with him to Quadratum, and he's able to fight with it. And he's got some new abilities, and he's able to, you know, use Keyblade transformations and use his Keyblade to sort of replace flow motion, it seems, but who knows. So that's awesome. It's really cool that the keychain is kind of being used as like a whip or, you know, like a form of travel, and that's awesome. But the reason why Sora is fighting a Heartless, in a pure form Heartless, in Unreality is because of his Keyblade. It's sort of a throwaway line from Kingdom Hearts 1, but this was pointed out by HMK originally on Twitter today. Leon and Yuffie explain the abilities of the Kingdom Key to Sora when he's asking all these questions first in Traverse Town in the original Kingdom Hearts. The Heartless are always going to pursue Sora as long as he has the key. And as long as anybody has the key, the Heartless are going to pursue him because they want his pure heart. So even in Unreality, even in a world of fiction, Sora's heart is so pure and so full of light that the Keyblade can still reach him, and Heartless can keep chasing him to get his heart. That is some crazy awesome day one lore stuff that you just sort of forget about, because there are some things like in Kingdom Hearts 1 that sort of go away. But it's really cool that something like this comes back 20 years later and is, just as important. The reason why Sora has the Keyblade in the first place, the reason the Heartless come after him is because he has the Keyblade, and that is why, Sora's fighting a Heartless in this trailer, and the reason why he has his Keyblade is because of his heart. So it always has to do with the heart. It always has to do with Sora's heart. That's why he has the Keyblade, and that's why there's a Heartless there in Quadratum. The very last question I want to address is, when will there be more? Well, there might not be more for a while, and that's okay. I think of all of the fan bases outside of the Metroid fan base. RIP to the Metroid fans out there. We sort of feel your pain, but yeah. The amount of time we had to wait in between dry seasons for news about Kingdom Hearts 3 was a very long time. So I think we're all prepped to wait a while for whatever comes next with Kingdom Hearts 4. However, don't think that the exact same development cycle for Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to happen to Kingdom Hearts 4. A lot of things happened during the development of Kingdom Hearts 3 that kind of drew that out. And the development of Kingdom Hearts 3 is misconstrued. Anyway, people think it was actually in development since after Kingdom Hearts 2. And if you're a Kingdom Hearts fan, you know that's not true, because, 5 games came out, or, however many games came out in between Kingdom Hearts 2 and Kingdom Hearts 3 that continued the story and made the story of Kingdom Hearts 3 better. Kingdom Hearts 3 was only in development from 2013 until 2018. 5 years. But about halfway through, or pretty early on in the stages of development of Kingdom Hearts 3, they had to scrap everything and start over because they changed from Square's Luminous engine to the Unreal Engine 4, which is, the engine that they're using now, and the Unreal Engine 5 is the one they're going to be using for Kingdom Hearts 4. They don't have to change engines. They've already got the story in place. They didn't announce the game too early. Nomura said he regrets. The one thing he regrets about Kingdom Hearts 3 and its development is announcing it way too early. Things look like they're, decently along, but they are saying, Square Enix is saying it's still pretty early in development, so, they gave us that to be excited, to make sure that it wasn't spoiled, and, that's good enough for now, because the next thing that's coming out is going to be the ending to Dark Road in August, and then at some point also in the fall or before the end of the year, maybe even winter, will be the beta for Kingdom Hearts Missing Link. Now, Kingdom Hearts Missing Link is taking place in between Union Cross and Dark Road. So it's going to cover the story from Ephemera and, those guys to Xehanort. It's going to cover the in-between. So that's going to be interactive. That's going to be played. And I'm starting to think, we're going to hear more about Dark Road and Missing Link before we hear more about Kingdom Hearts 4 again. And that's okay. I want this game to be amazing, and I want it to be great. And, it's nice to be back on this side of the fence again, to know that a main numbered titled Kingdom Hearts game is in full development, and, knowing that Square's not going to make the same mistakes of announcing it too early and all of that, and there's not going to be any engine changes. I said it the other day in my other video, I'm still hoping for 2024, maybe 2025, but, I'm hoping that it's farther along than, they would have, liked than to announce it, but who knows, but this is just a preface. We've got 2 more Kingdom Hearts things coming out later this year, and that's when we're going to hear more about Kingdom Hearts, and whether Kingdom Hearts 4 is a part of that or not, it's probably not going to be, so there's no room to be upset if that doesn't happen. Let them work in the shadows, let them work quietly on this game, let them take their time, make sure that this game is awesome, so that there's no delays, so that there's none of that. because it might be a while. So that's the answer to that question. Missing Link, Dark Road, look forward to those. That's later this year. There's still going to be more Kingdom Hearts this year. So that's what we have to look forward to for now. Anyways, guys, that about wraps it up for today. Thank you for letting me ramble, because there's a lot that came out over the last day, but, you know, it's putting it all in one place and making sure that everybody's on the same page, because that's kind of the hard thing, is following it along in real time. Your mind's racing because you're so excited to see Sora back again, and you're so excited to see Kingdom Hearts headed in this awesome new direction. You know, but there's almost like, even though there's little crumbles of information, it's also information overload all at once. So I just wanted to sit down here and kind of get together kind of the biggest things about Kingdom Hearts 4 so far and put it in one place. So I hope you guys appreciated that. If I missed anything, or if there's something that I didn't talk about that you want to know more about, let me know in the comments. I will be happy to answer it, or if I don't know, I'd be happy to discuss with you like what I think about it. So that'd be awesome. I'd love your guys' interaction on this. That'd be great. Helps me out. If you like this sort of content, please subscribe. That would help me out. It would let me know that you know, I want to make more of these sorts of videos. I want to talk more about Kingdom Hearts 4 as we get back on this hype train, so that'd be awesome. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please support me. That'd be awesome. I want to hear your thoughts. And until next time, or until there's more Kingdom Hearts 4 or Kingdom Hearts news at all, I'll catch you guys later. See ya.